Hello. Okay, we're gonna try this out. It's me recording commentary. I'm Avoca, and my name's Kyle Avent, and I write Siege, and I map most of the maps. And here we are. This is the auto director script. It's work in progress. You can see this camera kind of chooses wonky targets, but for the most part, like right now during setup, it's choosing. Well, it chooses targets based on if it's setup time, if the front door is open, or if it's siege doors open. So it chooses different targets. So right now during setup time, I have it choosing targets that are not built, like armories. I think one of the problems is that it's not finding enemy camera spots because this map is so small. But you can see the camera angle, how it's turning, because that's the only way that I was able to get this camera to work, where the angles adjust facing the target. Because last time I had the camera simply teleporting without the camera angles adjusting, and you can't see anything. So this camera angle that moves, I think is copied from, I don't remember where it's copied from, but it's in the camera angles mix and set desired camera angle, and it's a boolean in the table settings for move set to true. If I set follow to true, the camera doesn't do anything. So also another trick to this camera adjustment is I set the timer to 8 seconds, so it takes 8 seconds to reach the target. So it starts and then it takes 8 seconds to pan, and then as soon as it reaches, it finds a new target. Okay, so anyway, this map has primary doors, front doors, and siege doors. Primary doors open 5 minutes, front doors open 8 minutes, siege opens 15. Let's see. Okay, so this map, I watched this video earlier, so I kind of know what to expect. I chose to commentate this round because it's a really good round. Like, I was watching this round and I saw the doors open, which you'll see coming up, and I expected the round to end early. And then I paused and I looked at the video length is 27 minutes. So this round was filled with going back and forth and not knowing who the winner is until it shows up on the screen. Ryan's Rule is the guy who mapped this version of Rockdown for Siege. He is also the mapper of Storm Siege. He is also the mapper of Train Siege. And there's another map, Angry Siege, that's not played. But yeah, Ryan's Rule was around 2014, around 2015. And when we had a forum before ns2siege.com, back when Red hosted, Ryan's Rule actually made a complex post going into how to make a siege map in terms of the layout. Which is kind of funny because all these new siege maps, Dome Siege, Train Siege, like the other mappers, they brought in new themes to the siege maps. Like this Rockdown Siege, for example, Ryan's Rule decided not to make a separate rest room for aliens, which after watching this video I kind of am tempted to do. I kind of want to make a separate rest room for aliens, but then again that would ruin the map, because this map has a yin and a yang. So I don't know if this is good camera angles, but you can see Marines got their base set up pretty well. And I'm surprised to see here a backup light I think, or is that part of the map? I can't tell. A backup light is an entity I wrote that's available through the backup battery. What the backup light is, I copied the light formula from the exosuit. But enough of that, we got the game started. Bone wall. Okay, so the camera is a bit wonky here in that it's not working correctly, and it still thinks that the camera still thinks that it's setup time. Like because I put a function get is setup concluded, which checks to see if the primary timer doesn't equal 0 and primary timer is open, or the front door is open, as a definition of setup concluded. So it doesn't think setup is concluded, so it's getting wonky targets, I think. Wait a second. I can't even tell who it's choosing anymore. Maybe I fixed it. There's so much information to process on these daily updates in both Lua and maps. Actually, I think it's... Who is it I can't see who it's targeting. Let's see. I know it's showing who picks it in the chat, but sometimes the camera angles, as you may notice, aren't the best. I actually do have another formula that I am thinking of implementing that I wrote last year in terms of who it chooses. I call it get locations with mixed. Get locations with most mixed players, whereas the returning result is a location that has the most combat players that may be more relevant than these current choosings. I don't know. These are just a little inner thoughts that I have in my brain. Let's see. Yeah, the 8-minute timer for a door is pretty long. This Onos is waiting for the front door. Yeah, it's not choosing relevant targets. It's choosing a Mac.
Front door is
because
now
it still thinks it's set up there. Now the front door is open, and now it's choosing the actual front door open. It should choose the front door open if the primary door is open, but here we go. Now you notice the Marines are pushing into the alien base. They are, spoiler alert, because I already watched this, they're going to take out the alien resource towers. Which, to me, I thought that was it. When I watched this, like, oh, the resource towers are gone. GG, right? I mean, any rookie coming into this game, when they see the resources towers die and Marines pushing to the base, you would think GG, right? Game over. Well, as I said earlier, this video is 27 minutes long. Marines are pushing in, and because of that, they're losing the front line. They get distracted. That's one common thing I do see, is Marines get distracted by pushing in, and because of that, aliens take a room that's not defended. That's a con of the build speed, if you ask me. The build speed prohibits X amount of bases and Y amount of room. But look at this. The alien commander is, whether he or she knows it or not, is guiding the camera with the contamination. Contamination is, as you'll see, highly important. One of the most used entities. It's the contamination is in always the most important location. Okay, so you'll notice here the camera gets stuck sometimes because the camera calls for an entity that is in combat, whereas when it's corroded, it is defined as in combat. Corrosion removes armor, and because of that, even if it's 0 armor, I think. Even though it's told not to at 0 armor. But anyway, new camera angle. You can see there in the corner was a gorge tunnel. And back to the corroded structure. This happens a lot. This when it gets stuck, that's is why I want to adjust it to the combat location. But when it gets good angles like this one here, it gets good angles. You'll notice the icons are messed up, the marine research icons and the alien research icons. That's a little client-side error for the director that can be easily fixed by reloading C or reloading MS2. But we like to keep the director bot sitting in the server all day. Because even with the little glitches of the icon errors, you still get fantastic footage that is this round. I would never be able to analyze all of this data without a director showing me footage. It's much more to analyze than just map stats. So as you can see, Marines took out the alien resource towers, but that wasn't enough. The aliens pushed up, took frontline, although the Marines are still in the aliens' territory and causing a distraction. Both sides are attacking each other's bases, basically. And finally, Onos came to the corroded structure. This part right here, I had to remove the Funk movable with the pumpkin because of technical Lua issues I didn't want to spend. I didn't have time. Correction. Lots of math homework. And that's a nice camera view. So how much time we got? 2 minutes, is it? Sometimes the siege timer gets covered in the research icons. I might have to raise the siege timer height. Still got a lot of time on this round, though. I mean, when Siege opens in this version of Siege, it's not technically over. Boy. But today's edition of Vortex, I don't even want to know. But that's another story. Oh, I'm referring to, if you want to know, Com Vortex I wrote into version 12.7, although what we're watching is 12.6. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's see, get back to this round. Aliens are still pushing up, taking more marine territory. And I notice a lot of the camera angles are being, well, how can I say, chosen on walls. That's also irritating. And man, I was thinking to myself while watching this, is that miniguns eat through everything, right? Is it just me? Like, miniguns could take out anything set in front of them. They could take out whips, Onos. Well, I don't know about Onos, but they do a lot of structural damage. And look at here, the Marines go up into Alien's base. But I think that's the yin and the yang of this map, so I can't touch it. You know what I mean? This map thrives on offensive strategies rather than defensive strategies. Somehow, I don't know how it does it. But just non-stop, both sides constantly offending. No team holds a room for so long, such as some other siege maps. This is just what I'm noticing anyway. I'm taking notes with my brain here. There's so many papers I've written here of change logs and notes that it's more satisfying to speak them. Another power node went down. This map has a lot of like help of how can I say,
door is now open.
kept tight power nodes. Oh, siege opened. So the aliens get a speed advantage with contamination. And what I mean is the speed advantage is that, well, before that, look, with this egg beacon, you only get one egg. Or did he echo it? Either way, that egg dies right now from this marine, as soon as the camera changes. Oh, never mind. Got a good angle of that. But yeah, siege is open. Marines are still in alien space. They even took over the resource nodes just to shove it in their face. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, I think aliens aren't disturbed by this because they get salt by destroying the extractors. And we need more salt. You notice the Marines here are traveling in groups. That's smart. Oh, two gorges. That's a good camera angle right there. Ono's coming to save the day. Fade coming to save the day. Oh, you got an egg beacon. Oh, those eggs died by sentries. And no lots of action going on in siege. Just not total non-stop action. TNA going on. That's this spot right here is well known for alien contamination. I noticed it because it's in the back. It's a big siege room. Oh, I'm waiting for the one good part coming up. I remember it's Obliterator, and it's during Siege Room. Oh, another Harvester die. That is a neat siege hall, though. I like JoJo's criticism that why do siege halls require power? And that's a question I can't answer, so I've been updating siege halls not to have power. Such as Green Siege, if you've noticed today. But that's 12.7 again. We're on, or 12.8. We're on 12.6, darn it. I can't keep track. No, this is 12.7. Yeah, today's 12.8. Okay. And lots of good camera angles, right? These two exos keep traveling together. Here they are in the alien base again. See what I mean? You kind of, like from these camera angles, you kind of would say, okay, siege is open, and the Marines are in alien base. So it's game over. But no, you are wrong. It's only 18, 19 minutes. And this round is not done yet. Aliens do not give up. These are nice camera angles. You can see everything going on, all the entities out, the players out. You can see if there's team strategy. You can see everything required to determine map balance. Or mod balance. So every Marine's in their base, all the aliens are attacking Marine's base. Marines are getting arcs up in siege. So it takes a long time to get everything going. From siege opening to actually sieging, Marines or aliens have time. So it appears, at least in this round. I love alien commanders that spam Rupture, Miss, and Gold Wall. That's why I buffed the hell out of Rupture to match the bloat from Killing Floor 2 that blinds your screen. It always chooses these observatory views. Why? That's an ugly view. Okay, this part is great. This is like first world problems with Obliterators having. Which phase gate do I choose from? And they got a phase gate on alien side. How do aliens even have resources if Marines have 4 of their extractors? But then again, I remember a while back, I think I moved 4 resource nodes from outside alien base into alien base for that reason. Oh, you got a Gorge taking out Marine base all alone. No one's in Marine base as far as Marines go. Chair's going down. So when the siege is open, I told the target list to add in command structures if the command structure is in combat. And it's not getting good angles. It gets stuck in the camera. Oh, that's a nice view. We got. Look at that sculpt just died while the camera's turning. There we go. Arc's finally coming out. A little bit of delay there. I wonder if it's because of resources that the delay is because of. There's so many calculations going on, so many variables. Oh my gosh. So many angles getting stuck inside of the entity. More harvesters going down. That harvester got knifed. Nice. Here we go. Bring out the arcs. Start deploying. And stop choosing these stupid camera angles in front of entities. Okay, so I think I know what to do as far as that. If the camera angle is inside the entity, then figure I'll have to add an alternative to getting stuck inside the camera or the entity. Okay, so here is one thing. I don't remember why I added 2 power points for Marine base. It's been so long, but you can. Okay, they're starting the arc there. I didn't count how many arcs. It looked like 4 at least, 5, not 12. Both of the power nodes are going down. That one's getting spat across the room. That's amazing. Power nodes down. So when you have 2 power nodes, one controls the lights, and you could have. So that means you got 1 down. Oh, look at that one. They got. They're about to ink right now. Bam! Look at that. I remember that. 3 hives. Oh, look at the Onos out of nowhere. How those Max can't stop an Onos. The Max actually gets stuck on corrosion, which is an endless loop. As is. Look at that camera angle. Aliens are friggin' ganging up on Siege Room. Arcs are taking out the hives. Marines in the hive room. 1 hive went down, a hive dropped. Aliens are taking out Siege Room. Oh my goodness, it's all going down at once. Who's gonna get it, right? You don't know. At this rate, you think aliens are gonna get it because the arcs are down. It takes a long time to get the arcs back. Marines are trying to take down the Siege Room itself. Oh my goodness. Doesn't get old. I feel like I'm in WrestleMania calling a commentator match. It's like It's just crazy. Look at the robotics factory trying to take an arc out. But there's no Marines in there. Yeah, that's clogged up. This gorge, there's so many gorges. I don't see a single Marine. I guess the aliens took out the Marine base. The camera angle didn't capture that. Those Marines are still... They're not giving up. They actually at the alien hives. They took 2 out of 3 hives. No, they took out all 3 hives. No, 2 out of 3 hives. Oh my goodness. Are they gonna take it out? They still got Marine Stark though. It doesn't matter. I think. Oh my goodness. They took it out. And this footage right here is great. It shows that Marines are working together. They decided to ditch the seed room and all grab grenade launchers and shoot at the hives and the chance to win that way. Meanwhile, aliens are taking out the Marine base. Marines managed to hold their chair the whole time. If Marines were able to take out the hives, they would have won. But they weren't able to. And as such, aliens win. GG.
You spent 2 fucking credits to help out the comic. I told you to drop the fucking credit archer.
He flat out
There's
left.
like a credit.
Front door is now
There's 4
open.
fucking people in alien base that could have dropped the credit IP. It didn't even fucking bother. OB, it's a noob combi. Doesn't know what he's doing.
Who was it? Was it Malachi? Or whatever?
Yeah, it was Malachi.
Yeah, it was
Malachite.
Malachite.
Yeah. Nice.
We
He did
insisted
pretty
he
good.
calm.
Yeah, I know, and he did pretty good.
We had a rookie account that can't med pack and can't drop shit, so we had to drop a lot of stuff.
He
with
did all right
credits.
for a rookie. I blame the Hail Mary
Yeah,
when he
well,
led
he
last
still-
game. He could have
But
held out for
4
longer.
fucking people are too stupid to drop a credit IP. I said it continuously, but they
okay.
all ran off for their
He
death.
could
They
still
were all
drop
committed to
the
your Hail
beat.
Mary tactic. That
I don't
fucked
have any
us.
credits.
That's right. All you need is a commander who can drop the beat.
And his own no more siege.